Hello, Noble Knitter. It's Nancy Queen, and today I'm here to show you the woven stitch. I thought you might like it because the linen stitch, which is shown here, has been so popular. This stitch also uses slipped stitches, so let's dive right in. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the bell to get notified every time I post. I'm using a pair of size 11 knitting needles and a skein of Universal Deluxe Bulky Superwash yarn. I'll provide links in the description below. We'll start this project by casting on. I'm going to make a slip knot and cast on a multiple of 2 + 1 stitches. So for my swatch, I'm casting on a total of 19 stitches. I'm using the long tail cast on method, and if you'd like to learn how to do that, you can click this link above. Before you start the next row, always take a moment to count the number of stitches on the needle so that your project comes out as intended. So now we'll do row 1. Now we're going to knit the first stitch, then we're going to bring the yarn in front and slip the next stitch as if to purl, but we're not going to purl it. Then bring the yarn to the back and knit the next stitch. We will keep repeating knitting and slipping all the way across the row. I'm going to slow this down for you so you can see exactly what I mean. Let's take a look at our swatch. When you see these little bars, those are the slipped stitches. And then you'll see the knitting in between, and we're going to be alternating those. So now let's slow it down and I'll show you. So with the yarn in the back, we will knit the first stitch just as we normally do. Then we're going to bring the yarn in the front and we're going to slip the next stitch. We're not going to purl it, we're just going to slide it from one needle to the other. And then we're going to move the yarn to the back and knit the next stitch. And that is when you slip that yarn and have the yarn, when you slip the stitch and have the yarn in the front, that's creating that bar that I showed you. So take your time with this stitch. I hope you really like it. I love the way it came out. And you're going to work this across the row, repeating knit 1, slip 1 with the yarn in front. And then when you get to the last stitch, you'll knit that last stitch. For row 2, we're going to purl all of the stitches across the row. For row 3, it's going to be similar to row 1. We're going to be creating the knits and the slip stitch purl-wise, but it's going to be alternate. So we're going to start out with bringing the yarn in the front, and we're going to purl that first, we're going to slip that first stitch as if to purl. Then we'll move the yarn to the back and knit, and we'll just keep slipping, move the yarn to the back, knit, slip purlwise, move the yarn to the back, and that's going to create those alternate lines on your swatch. And we will keep working this all the way across the row until we get to the last stitch, which we are going to slip, and I'll show you how we're doing that in just a moment. Now we're at the last stitch. I bring the yarn in front, I slip it as if to purl, but now you see how it's kind of hanging out there. Now you're going to turn to work the next row, which is row 4, and we're going to purl all of these stitches just like we did on row 2. But you've got this yarn hanging out here, so we are going to bring the yarn around and then just purl it. So you're not going to slip it through or anything, you're just going to bring it around so it creates that little bar on that last stitch. And this is row 4, purling all of the stitches. You'll keep repeating rows 1 through 4 till the desired length, and then bind off to complete your swatch. I create a new stitch video every Sunday, so be sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the bell to get notified every time I post. I'll see you in the next video.